Hi everyone, welcome to Chef Mooney, coming to you from Mooney's Kitchen. Now today's recipe, I'm going to make a Bonoffee pie cupcake, if that is possible. It's a spin-off of a Bonoffee pie recipe. I'm turning it into a cupcake. It is going to be delicious. Come on guys, let's get on with it. Okay, to make the banana cakes, you're going to need 2 cups of self-raising flour. I'm using a brown wholemeal self-raising flour. You're going to need 1 cup of caster sugar. You're going to need half a cup of milk and 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil, and we want about 3 ripe bananas. That's all your ingredients that you're going to need. Now all we need to do now is we're going to pop all our wet ingredients into our mixing bowl. So the banana, 3 bananas or a cup of banana, 2 whole eggs. We're going to add our oil and we're going to add our milk. Just give it a mix around, and then we're going to add 1 cup of sugar and just lightly incorporate that, and then gradually add our flour just in a couple of stages, maybe 3 different stages. Finishing off now with the rest of the flour, and that's your muffin mix, cupcake mix, whichever you prefer to call it. I guess you could make a whole cake out of this, like a loaf cake if you wanted to. Alright, we're not going to mix it too much, I don't want to over mix it. Alright, now you want to line some muffin trays. I'm using like an oval shaped muffin tray, just for something a bit different. Now top them up to about 3/4, don't go any higher than that because they will rise. You want to bake them in a hot oven at 180 degrees Celsius for around about 15 to 20 minutes. Now depending on your oven this may vary. You can also place a skewer in, and if it comes out nice and clean, you know they're cooked. Now we've just taken them out of the oven. They smell absolutely fabulous. We're going to let them completely cool down. The good thing is, if you make these the day before and then do the frosting on the day that you're going to use them, then you know they're going to be completely cold. But so long as they're cold, before you put the frosting on, you shouldn't have an issue. Now to make the caramel, I've got 1/3 of a cup of water, which I've put into my pot, and we're going to use 1 cup of caster sugar. Now just give that a bit of a swirl around, and you'll start to see the sugar dissolving. We want to turn this to a nut colour, a nut brown colour, but you don't want to go too far with the colour because it starts to burn. Now it's already starting to smell like toffee apples. Just give it a gentle stir. It's going a lovely golden colour, nice amber colour. Then I'm going to pop my butter in. 125 grams of butter, 125 grams of cream. Now it will splatter, so just be careful. And just make sure at this stage that you do take it off the heat. As you can see, it's quite runny now, but it will thicken up as it gets cold. Okay, so we've got our caramel that has come off the stove, and I'm allowing it to cool down in this bowl. You've got to let it cool down until it thickens up and it's completely cold. So that's ready to go. Now to make the frosting, I've got 250 grams of creme fraiche, and to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of icing sugar or superfine sugar or confectioner's sugar, and 300 mils of just whipping cream. And we want to beat this now. Start off slow. So now I'm going to just scrape down the bowl because I want to make sure that we get everything off the bottom so we've got no lumps. Perfect. A few more seconds and that is perfect. Okay, now with a serrated knife I just want to cut the top of this muffin or cupcake off like so. And I'm just going to slice it down the middle like so. We're going to just set that aside. You don't need that just yet. And then with a teaspoon, I just want to dig out a little bit of the center of cupcake. Just a little bit, like a sort of an oval shape. Take that out and we'll pop that aside as well. And then just press down a little bit. We're going to repeat that for all the cupcakes. And then we want to spoon our caramel into the center. Don't let it go too cold because then it's hard to pour. So you want a happy medium and you don't want it too thin. Now I'm going to pop these in the fridge for about 5 minutes just to set that caramel slightly so it's not so runny when I pipe the icing over the top. Now place your frosting into a disposable piping bag with a star nozzle and then you can begin to pipe on your frosting. And with the tops that we've cut off, we're going to place those on the top just like a little butterfly. And now what we want to do is put one slice of banana in the center of that gap, which is why we left the gap in the first place. Just a little banana in each one. If you don't want the bananas to go brown, just soak them in a little bit of lemon juice if you want to do this a little bit before your guests arrive. Otherwise, you can do it just before service. And using a dessert spoon, I'm just going to sprinkle or drizzle over a little bit of golden syrup to each one. And at the last stage, I'm just going to dust them with a little bit of chocolate. Just a little. And there we go. That's my Bonoffee cupcake pie. Absolutely delicious. Thanks again for watching my channel. Share it on your social media, and until next time, have yourselves a fantastic week.